Tesla has a very interesting strategy in China. Now, for many of you, you're probably not aware of the reality that Tesla can make its vehicles in China much cheaper than it can anywhere else. So its gross automotive margins there are, well, they're more than 30%. They are ludicrous. Fortunately, that gives them a big advantage over its competition, who are all, well, fighting very, very hard to sell vehicles in China. Very hard. I mean, it's unbelievable how much discounting we're seeing from rival electric car brands. They want to take market share. They want to take it now. They don't care if they're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars, which they are. And Tesla, well, they just reduced the price of their cars so that the base models now qualify for subsidies. However, if you think about it right, Tesla's biggest car market in China is actually Shanghai. And you can get Tesla's EVs in Shanghai now for the most ridiculous bargain prices thanks to this new strategy that Tesla have. It's an interesting one, but surprisingly it's one that Ford actually just put in place only a few weeks ago in China as well. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking, great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Wonderful to have you guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you haven't subscribed yet because you're probably watching the channel on TV. But just so you know, you won't be getting the majority of our videos in your feed. If that's the case, the only way you can do that if you haven't subscribed is to go to the channel icon and then you can click on that and you'll see that we're producing now about 6 videos per day. So if you can, so if you're actually logged into Google on your TV and you can subscribe, then you'll be able to see all the content we are producing. You can look at this two ways. One, you can say, oh no, Tesla's struggling in China. They're having to reduce the prices again. They've got inventory stock sitting in the yards. This is terrible. Bankruptcy is imminent. Or you can look at it in an entirely different way. You can look at this and you can say, if you are one of the competitors, my goodness, you're in trouble. In fact, Tesla's competitors are losing money at a rate that is simply unsustainable and will lead to, well, more than likely, bankruptcy. Tesla has reduced their prices again. In China, they reduced the price of every single model. The competition haven't reduced their prices except for Ford with the Mustang Mach-E. Why have they not reduced their prices? Well, I'll tell you why. BYD, yes, they do now make a profit on their EVs, but it's very small. And BYD are probably the only manufacturer in China outside of Tesla that have more than enough demand. They don't need to reduce their prices. But what about the other 99 electric car companies that exist in China? In fact, there's more than that, but I'm just making the point. There is a lot of them. Why didn't they reduce their prices? Well, companies like Horizon, Nita, they already sell EVs that are just bargain basement cars. They're not competing with Tesla. So the key question here is, why didn't NIO, XPeng, or other car manufacturers in that niche, in that segment, reduce the price of their EVs? And I'll tell you why they didn't. It's very simple. They can't. Their demand is clearly going down. They're selling far fewer vehicles than they predicted they would be. You would think that they would be panicking. And they are. I can almost guarantee they most certainly are. But they didn't reduce their prices because they just simply can't. They're already losing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? What can you do? You can't do any more than that. You can't reduce your costs because the costs are what they are. You don't have the structural advantage of Tesla. What structural advantage does Tesla have over their competition in China? They do have a lot. I mean, there's no point pointing out the structural advantages that Tesla have over competitors like Legacy Auto in China, who are just hopelessly inept, basically getting Legacy Auto. There isn't a single legacy company, Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, Subaru, General Motors, anyone. There's none. There's none that actually own their own factory. Basically, they're all contract manufacturing. Every single one of them. There's none of them that make their own cars there. They're all contract manufacturing. They're basically hiring out another car company that already existed in China for how long, who knows, to make their vehicles for them. What does that mean? They're already behind the 8 ball. They're already behind the 8 ball. There's already a middleman here. There's already a middleman, right? They have to make their cut, right? Is that middleman really interested in world-class innovation? Yeah, sometimes, but at the same level to Tesla? Do they invest billions of dollars into the same level of innovation as Tesla? No, of course they don't. They simply just don't have that budget. It's not possible. Well, what about this? Volume. Is anyone else selling as many EVs as Tesla? No. Yes, BYD sells a lot of plug-in hybrids, but is anyone else selling as many EVs as Tesla? Absolutely not. In fact, nowhere near. Volkswagen said that they would be crushing Tesla by now. I'm sure General Motors said the same thing at some point. They're not. They're not making anywhere near as many electric cars as Tesla. So those production volumes enable Tesla to get what? Cheaper prices. Much cheaper prices. And we already know that Tesla makes around 30% gross profit margins on its vehicles in China. So therefore, if it reduces those to 20%, it's still making more than every single legacy auto company is on gasoline-powered cars, let alone EVs, which they don't make a profit on. So Tesla is pulling another demand lever. Now, basically right now, you can get an additional $1,300 off the already discounted prices in China on vehicles that are apparently inventory stock. Tesla, I believe, are going hard for a 500,000 vehicle delivery quarter. They want to hit 500,000. They pretty much said that that's what they do. This is how they're going to do it. Now remember, the car with the best resale value of any car in China in the history of the country. It's not the Ferrari, whatever the Bismobile. It's not the Porsche, whatever. It's actually the Tesla Model Y. So Tesla can, right? They have the demand. The only reason the resale value of that car is so high is because the demand exists. The only reason Tesla had to create the rule, which no one's talked about this. I don't know why no one's talked about it. Remember when Ford was selling the GT40 supercar? I mean, it's called a supercar. It's nice. I wouldn't call it a supercar, but it's cool. Remember when they were selling the GT40, they said they were only going to make 700 of them or something like that. Some smallish number. John Cena, he bought one. And then he signed a contract when he bought them, like every other person who bought one, that he would not sell it within 2 years to make a profit, because Ford knew that's what people would do. He went ahead, he sold the thing within 2 years, and Ford sued him. Tesla made people sign contracts, the same kind of contracts in China, to not resell their vehicle within 12 months because they were doing the exact same thing, buying them and selling them for more secondhand. Clearly, they have the demand. So the key question here is, why do they have inventory stock and why are they discounting it further? Here's why. Between November the 8th and December the 31st, consumers who purchase a Model 3 or Model Y that has been produced already will receive a discount of 8,000 RMB, which is about $1,200 on the final payment. Tesla said that on their social media page in China on Weibo. Tesla and new car makers including NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto used to build a build-to-order model, and most of the cars in stock are likely to come from cancelled orders, says CNF Post. But CNF Post is wrong. CNF Post doesn't realize something's changed in Tesla. In fact, no one seems to realize it. In China, Tesla have changed how they operate. It's true. They used to work on a build-to-order model, but they don't anymore. Why? Because that's not efficient enough. Tesla doesn't make enough money per car, says Elon. No, he didn't say that, but you know he's thinking it. He wants more. Why not get more if you can? So they've changed their model. Now, rather than build to order, they just build to build. What does that mean? Tesla will build enormous numbers of vehicles not to order. They're now building them just on a production line, not from orders, just because it's more efficient to simply build them that way, right? So that's what Tesla is now doing. Therefore, they have inventory stock because they're not building to order anymore. So the reason they have inventory stock is not actually because of limited demand. It's because they've completely changed their way of producing cars in the factory. So Tesla said its discounts are currently offered on current vehicles, and they include new vehicles and current vehicles that are not brand new, showroom cars, and vehicles used for test drives. However, official Tesla certified second-hand vehicles are not included. Now, for those of you who don't know this, I made a video about Tesla's used car business. They literally make hundreds of millions of dollars from their used car business. Not many people know that, right? That's pretty cool. I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about that story. Now, the thing is, this is a short-term stimulus. Basically, Tesla is clearing cars that they have now. You have to take delivery between the 8th of November and the 30th of November. However, if you take delivery of an in-stock vehicle between December the 1st and December the 31st, you only get a 4,000 RMB discount. That's around about $600 US. Now, this appears to be Tesla's latest move to do what? It doesn't just want to increase its sales. Tesla wants to kill its competition. Kill them. I mean, while they're down, while they're struggling, XPeng, they're struggling. Quite a few of their competitors are really struggling right now. Sure, their numbers looked good in the first half of the year. Not so good now, right? That's true. You've seen my numbers that I've shown you. Some of them are struggling. Tesla's like, well, you know what? They're on the count. They're down on the ground. Why not just put them out of their misery? Get rid of them. That sounds cutthroat, but that is the business world. And I believe that's what Tesla is actually aiming to do here. To crush the competition, because they can. Because why? Because Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, even though they don't really like each other, they're actually very similar people. Remember the Jeff Bezos story? Remember what he did? This is what he did, and this is what Amazon does to the competition. It kills them. Bezos wanted to sell nappies. Sounds weird, right? But anyhow, he found America's biggest nappy company, and he went to them and he said, "You're the biggest, you're the best, you've got the market, so I'll make you an offer. Here's what I'm willing to pay to buy your company." And the company was like, "That's not enough money. We're worth more than that, and we don't want to sell anyway. Who are you, mate? Who are you? Why would we do this?" And Bezos said, "Listen, I'll give you a day to think about it. Come back to me with your answer. If it's no, I'll crush you." Well, they came back to Bezos and they said, "No, we're not selling to you. Go away." So what did Bezos do? Well, he simply bought a bunch of smaller nappy companies and he undercut their prices for 12 months drastically, eroding their market share and basically halving the value of that company within 12 months. 12 months later, he went back to them and he said, "Are you ready to sell? Here's my new offer. It's half what it was before." Well, you can imagine what the company did. They signed as quickly as possible. That, my friends, is Elon Musk as well. Although he's different to Bezos, sure, he's still cutthroat and he still wants to get rid of the competition and crush them in the same way. In the third quarter, Tesla delivered 120,576 vehicles in China, and revenue in the third quarter was 5.13 billion, about the same amount of revenue that Toyota made on the sales of 8 times as many cars. Now, this is a strategy that Tesla is using to increase demand, say the naysayers, or say that those people who, frankly, don't really realize what's truly going on here. Tesla wants to crush its competition. It'll do that wherever it wants to. Why? Because it has the market, it has the brand, and it has one thing that no one else has: the ability to produce and sell EVs at massive profits. Make no mistake, no one else is doing that now because, frankly, they can't. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Bye-bye.